If you're somebody who's moving from consoles to the PC, or just haven't gamed before and want to start on the PC, here's 20 things that every new PC gamer should know. Number 20, download Steam. In many people's eyes, Steam is the best way to play video games. It's a digital distribution platform that ensures you always get everything when it comes out. It keeps all of your software automatically updated. It has community features such as instant messaging, message boards, and in-game voice chat. Some games build all this stuff into their own games, but Steam also offers it. It's just really convenient, and Valve is actually a company that typically looks out for its users. Number 19, always check r/game deals on Reddit. There's always awesome key deals as well as daily discounts, but before purchasing, always make sure you check the site that you go to. Sometimes less than savory stuff gets in there. Still, no better place to find really great deals on PC games. With that being said, number 18, unless you absolutely need to get a new game, just wait for the Steam sale. They happen in the summer, around Halloween, and around Christmas, and you can get games for sometimes literally 80% off. Number 17, use Steam refunds. Like if you play a game for like 2 hours, you don't like it, or for whatever reason it's bad, like Arkham Knight, it's an easy game to like, but it's also terrible on the PC. Yes, still, you can probably figure that out pretty quick. Get your money back. The Steam people decided, you know what, it's just not customer friendly not to allow people to get their money back. You have 30 days to do it and you hate the game anyway, why the hell not? Number 16, you're not just stuck with Steam either. There are other distributors that are extremely fair, like GOG.com. It's owned by CD Projekt, who also owns CD Projekt Red, obviously, who made The Witcher 3, which is pretty cool, but let me tell you what's cooler than that. They do not believe in DRM, as in they hate DRM. Any game that you buy off GOG.com does not have DRM. Number 15, if you haven't heard of bundle stores, now's the time to start looking into that. Essentially, sites like humblebundle.com get your games in bulk. You can get like over 6 games, and I mean like AAA games, for way less just because they've included them in a package of several games. In fact, they'll often come with a key that works with both GOG and Steam. Number 14, to keep your PC running at top capacity, keep it cleaned out by blowing the dirt out with a can of compressed air. Don't use a vacuum because you will probably damage something with the static that generates. Also, don't blow in it because your breath contains moisture and it may condense, and as we all know, moisture and electronics don't mix. But you want your PC's temperature to stay low, so you want that dust out of your computer. The only way to do it is compressed air. Number 13, don't bother with a Steam controller. It looks futuristic and cool, but it's not as effective as you might think it is. For games that you want to use a controller on, just use the Xbox One controller. Or if you don't have one, use a PS4 controller. And if you own neither but want to use a controller on your PC games, just buy one of those two. There's a program called DS for Windows, and it's not hard to use. Number 12, if you're running an NVIDIA graphics card, go to their website and download the GeForce Experience software, and it will keep your graphics card's drivers up to date at all times. You can also click the Games tab in the app for it to optimize the game settings and run your games at the best settings possible for your graphics card. Yeah, I'd say GeForce Experience is pretty useful. Number 11. This is gonna sound dumb, but from time to time, please remember to get up and move around. Now, I know that sounds like the angry parent, but trust me, it's not. It is actually legitimately unhealthy to just sit for long periods of time without moving your body. It can result in heart disease and even limbs that don't function properly due to blood circulation loss. Number 10, regardless of what hardware you use, whether it be AMD, Nvidia, or some pretend brand that isn't one of those two, haha, there are other brands. Don't be afraid to play with the settings on your internal gaming menus for the best performance that you could possibly get for that game. A lot of stuff can affect the frame rate of your game, like anti-aliasing, physics, the draw distance, the post-processing, and the lighting. Now, on newer graphics cards, it's usually good not to bother with the textures, geometry, and anisotropic filtering because they don't really affect the frame rate that much. I'm not saying they don't at all, but not much. In older games, go ahead and disable VSync, but in newer games, don't. Number 9, get yourself a decent gaming mouse. If you really value things like latency, meaning the delay time between when you make an input and when it's read by the computer, you'll probably want to stick with a wired mouse. As far as brands go, it's probably good to stick to SteelSeries, Razer, or Logitech. And also don't forget to get a good mouse pad. While you're gaming, always disable mouse acceleration as well. Number 8, have an open mind about genres. You'll notice that PC games span a bit of a wider variety of genres than console games, and that's because a mouse and a keyboard allows you to do a little little bit more than a controller. On the PC, you'll see a lot more like real-time strategy games, multiplayer online battle arena games, and some quirkier titles like City Builders, SimCity, and Empire Builders like Civilization 5. Now, I'm not gonna say you're gonna be interested in all of these, but at least try them. Number 7, check out Twitch. Now, it can be a lot of fun just watching Twitch, but streaming on it can actually be pretty satisfying. You can get feedback, you can initiate conversations, you can enjoy yourself in a more community-oriented way. On top of that, if you get enough followers, you can make a lot of money doing it, which definitely doesn't hurt my suggestion to check it out. Number 6, beware of multi-platform ports from certain studios, specifically Ubisoft, Activision, and especially Warner Brothers. We can talk about Watch Dogs and Black Ops 3 all day long, but let's just go back to Arkham Knight. I don't even know if I have a way to describe what kind of disaster Arkham Knight is. Warner Brothers decided to hire somebody who isn't Rocksteady and is made up of 12 people to port the game to PC. Basically just irresponsible business moves that completely ignore the PC audience because they think they can't make as much money that way. Well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy if you make moves like that. Number 5, Ubisoft games use Uplay, which is basically like fake Steam plus extra DRM that makes your games run like shit and often screw them up entirely. Number 4, some games are just better on the PC, like Bethesda's games and CD Projekt Red's game, because they offer you the option for modding, as in installing player-created content, whether it be mechanical or even custom campaigns, to just having better graphics, because sometimes these games are designed on PC and then ported to console, in which point they're often restricted because the graphics capabilities of a console usually can't match that of the PC. Number 3, don't bother with game booster apps. In fact, stay away from them altogether. For one, they don't work. You can do more by simply just getting into the task manager and killing processes that you don't need running while you're playing games. And in some cases, it can even get you banned from Steam, as it can be interpreted as a hostile program. Number 2, you know how I mentioned that Steam has like groups and message boards? Use those to find people to play with and friends to share your experiences with. There's not only communities, but there's also guides that spring up from those communities that may bring you insight that you hadn't quite thought of yet. It's a very useful aspect of the full Steam experience. And finally, number 1, PC gaming isn't as expensive as it has a reputation for being. Yes, you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars building the ultimate gaming PC, but you can also spend about the same amount you'd spend on a console to build a PC that's better than a console. Between that and the amount of savings you can get by sticking to Steam sales when you buy your games, PC gaming can actually be cheaper than console gaming. So we hope you like this list and hope that it turned out useful for you, especially if you're just getting into PC gaming. If that's indeed why you watch this video, why not let us know what got you into PC gaming in the comments. Also, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because we upload new videos every single day of the week, and the best way to see them first is a subscription. As always, we thank you so much for watching this video and all of our videos. We will see you next time right here on gameranx.